Hey guys, what's going on? Christian Hanna Horror here. Before we get the video started, I'm rocking my band's new baseball tee, Cold Canyons. Just gonna shamelessly self-promote for once. Cold Canyons. Check us out on Spotify and all that. We've got new music up. This is the artwork that I actually designed. This, very proud of it. This is the artwork that I designed for the newest single, "Standing in the Fire." Check us out. Check us out. Cold Canyons. If you guys are interested in getting one of these, let me know. Just let me know. Reach out to me on Instagram. So today, guys, we're going to be doing again, brief history of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm pretty excited about this. Now, I really wish I could cover everything, but upon research for this, I mean, it was pretty daunting. So, again, I try to do movies that I have a vast collection of physical media for while talking about certain entries. So, the first thing I want to start with, unfortunately, this is something I don't own. God knows I wish I owned it. I do own the video game from Wizard Video Games, but I don't own these releases. We're going to have to talk first about Charlie Band's Wizard Video. Now, Charlie got the rights to release the Texas Chainsaw Massacre on Wizard Video Big Box. I'm showing a picture of it right now. Very sought after in the collection world. I mean, this is something that is sought after from horror fan over, these Wizard Big Boxes of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Some other notable titles that got released were, I believe, Zombie and I Spit on Your Grave. They're beautiful. They are lovely releases. But get this. Wizard Video Texas Chainsaw Massacre also did a CED release. Now, I'm praying to God in post right now. If you'll see it if it's available. I was able to find one in Google search because I know I've seen one before. But look at that. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre on CED. Holy crap. Now, I've never, ever seen anybody I know have one. Just on Google, on a random search one time I found it. Now, I know a couple people that have the VHSs, which I'm very jelly about. I wish they would hook me up. But the CED, I mean, holy crap, man. Look at that. I don't even know how much are probably left in the world at this point. That's pretty remarkable, to say the least. But, yeah, so those two releases, the CED and Big Box from Wizard Video, are great. And I love the artwork. I always love the artwork on those. We'll go over a couple releases I have on VHS. I have the classic media Texas Chainsaw Massacre VHS right here. No double screen today. We're just going to do it all on one screen. I think it's more trouble than it's worth, quite frankly. Now, I bought this at my local rental store that is still going, if you can believe it. Now, what's interesting about this is it's a clamshell, but the backing was gone. But fortunately, we've got the front, and that's classic artwork right there. You really can't beat it. You know, media, home video, and the tape. Now, I think there were a number of incarnations of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre on home video, especially throughout the world. But here's the one I have, media, home video. A couple more that I own right here that are interesting to look at. Now, this was a re-release of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 on VHS that came out in the late 90s. This is the MGM Movie Time. I think by that point, Canon had shut its doors. And basically MGM, I think MGM was actually distributing a lot of Canon pictures to begin with when Canon had a deal with MGM from almost the get-go of the company's main run. So I think when the company folded, MGM just kind of, they got their hands on a lot of these releases. But this is the re-release of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 on VHS. I believe this came out in 1998. I think that was the latest date I saw on here. Yeah, 1998. So that's cool. Now, one of my favorite VHS tapes I own, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Next Generation. Now, what's cool about this release that I have, the clamshell has both sides of the artwork. You got the lipstick chainsaw, and then you've got the theatrical poster artwork. I love both of these artworks a lot. Now, I bought this at my local rental store, which is still operating, which you guys see when I do vlogs. Please Be Kind, Rewind. Now this is, it says 1996 home video release. What's interesting about this, now you guys have to forgive me. I mean, I can only watch so much stuff in a day, but so this looks like it has the runtime of I mean, it almost looks like it's 94 minutes. I think this is the runtime of the uncut. I think. Maybe it's the theatrical cut on here. I can't remember. You guys have to forgive me. But here's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Next Generation on VHS. So that's pretty cool. Let's start working our way into the DVDs. Again, we're just gonna go over a couple. So one of the releases I don't own on DVD that is cool though, it actually kind of grosses me out, is the Meat Package DVD release of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's just nasty. I don't own that. If I saw it, I'd grab it. What the hell? I don't own it though, but it grosses me out. This is the latest version I picked up. It looks like it came out right around the time of the remake did. The Texas Chain. It's a dark DVD cover, so I'll try to catch the glare. That way you can get some light on it. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre Special Edition. This is a cool one. This is put out by Pioneer. New digital super scan from director Tobe Hooper. Stereo surround track by Tobe Hooper. Original mono soundtrack. Audio commentaries. Deleted scenes, blooper reel, theatrical trailers, posters and collectibles, and still photos. And no, I did not skip the Laserdisc because I forgot. I just want to do that last because it's really cool. So hang around for the Laserdisc. This was the very first Texas Chainsaw Massacre DVD release I ever bought with my own money. This is the 2-disc Ultimate Edition, the original restored remastered. And I bought this in 2009 or something, and it looks like it came out in 2006, but this is a really cool release. This gorgeous golden yellow DVD steelbook, very cool. This is still one of my favorite releases. Just the memories and the nostalgia of this release, it goes back with me so much. I love it so much. Beautiful release, excuse me. We would see other releases. Here's one for Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, the Gruesome Edition. Now, I remember they did a run of these around 2013 or 12 where you could get it with like a little insert, and I put the insert on the front. As you can see, it's the Gruesome Edition. I put the insert inside of the case, so it looks like a cool release of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 with some cool art. So always like that. Of course, we got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 uncut DVD release from New Line Cinema. Excuse me, the unrated version. Uncut, unrated. I think there's still some footage that got, we never got to see. There's the disc. Now, this came out around 2000, I want to say 5 or 6. I'm looking for a date. Maybe a little bit after that. Could have been at the end of the 2010s. I know I bought it in 2010, so it probably had been out for a few years at least. I'm sorry, guys, I don't see a date on this. You'll have to excuse me. But yeah, very cool. Here is the DVD release. Now, this I know is theatrical because it's 87 minutes. The DVD release of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and this came out in 2003, so I'm assuming the remake really sprouted these entries to get released on home video again. This one is a widescreen and full screen. It looks like you could flip the disc, and it also has a funny Austin Powers looking insert in there. I'll always stand by this entry. I think it's wild and insane, and we need more movies like that, quite frankly. I've said that for a while now. How about the remake on DVD? Now, this also got a VHS tape, if memory serves, because this was 03, and I think VHS has really started kicking the bucket around 05. 05, 06. Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake on DVD. This is a cool release. Texas Chainsaw Massacre unrated the beginning. Now, I bought this at Blockbuster, as you can see. So I've had this since 2007. So a blockbuster disc. Now, this is my third favorite in the franchise. If you didn't watch my ranking of the franchise I just did the other day, please go back and watch it. That was a great video. I thought it was great anyway. But yeah, really cool. My unrated DVD. This probably came out in 2007. I think the movie came out in 06, so this is probably 07. Just a great movie. The beginning is phenomenal, if you ask me. Texas Chainsaw 3D DVD. Now, this is just the DVD version. Now, I think this was the last one to get a DVD release. Now, oh, look at that. My ticket. My cinema ticket's in here. I never usually keep those, but there it is. That's really cool. Texas Chainsaw. So when did I see this movie? January 8th, 2013 at 9:50 p.m. Wow. That is cool. And I remember my wife got me the DVD when I graduated college. How about that? So this was I saw the movie in theaters, and then I got this DVD when I graduated college. Let's move on to the Blu-rays, then we'll do the Laserdisc. So, Texas Chainsaw, I think the first time it hit Blu-ray was this right here. There was a few simultaneous releases. I remember this was the very first release I ever bought on Blu-ray. Now, this one still, I believe, still is the 4K scan. I think it is. But this is Dark Sky Films Blu-ray of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Wow, I remember the release date of this. It was a big deal. And I saw all my friends getting this really cool version, and I didn't see that really cool version, so I got this version. Texas Chainsaw Massacre on Blu-ray. 40th anniversary, man. Wow, that's cool. Wow, look at that. Gorgon Video. And they had Death Spa available. House of the Devil, too. Very cool. But the inside's not bad. The inside has the house in there. I remember getting this release, man. It was a big deal for me. Because I had fallen in love with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in this was the 40th anniversary, so 2014 is when this came out. Yeah, really cool. This was the release people were showing, and they were like, oh, and I was so jelly because I couldn't find it. Finally, we went to a Best Buy, and I really wasn't even looking for it anymore because it had been a few weeks, but I saw one, and I told my wife, I was like, there's that really nice release. She goes, oh, we got to get that. So this was the 40th Anniversary Collector's Edition, and it comes with 4 discs, I believe. You know, this was just a great release. I loved this release. We're still with Dark Sky right here. I think Dark Sky still owns Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So you open this up. Beautiful art right there with Leatherface against the wall. Yeah, Gunner's always just been the greatest, man. Yeah, this is the 4-disc set. And it's a great release. I love this. Big fan of this one. And I love that, you know, when you have the case right here, it's got the wall with all the skull heads, and then you slide in Leatherface, boom. Just really cool. I always dug that. We may as well look at this one next. The lovely, and I think one of the greatest home media releases ever, the Black Maria, the truck. On the back it says the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and you slide this out. Now, you'll have to excuse me. The mini poster is stashed away somewhere, but it's they did a steelbook release of it where it's got the Dillo, the dead Dillo. But this one comes with a bloody apron. Oh, no, never mind. It's in here. Look at me. That's really cool. This one's just startlingly beautiful. It's the truck, and then there's Leatherface in the back. I mean, they did a great job with artwork. I thought that was great. There's an exclusive bonus disc. The Cinema Family presents Freakin' Hooper, a conversation about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre between William Friedkin and Tobe Hooper. That's the exclusive bonus disc to this set, it looks like. Yeah. And I believe this is, and I think this is still the best release till this date of this movie. Now, there's some kind of German 4K, but I never heard anybody really say it looked that great, so I never did get it. But, I'm sure maybe sooner one day we'll get a 4K of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's 16 millimeter film. I think it would look really good, hopefully soon. Now, in terms of the Black Maria still being available, it's hard to say. I really don't know. I really don't know. It's still sometimes like on Amazon, but the pricing, sometimes it's higher, sometimes it's lower. I just say keep your eyes on it. It is worth it. It's a beautiful set. So in terms of Blu-rays, here's one of the greatest releases ever. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 from Scream Factory. Arrow Video still has this available if you're region-free, a.k.a. smart. I mean, let's just call it like it is. You have to be region-free because you can't always just have everything when it's available. Sometimes you'll want stuff when it's not available, and you can go across the pond and get a similar, or most of the time, equal release and not have to break your bank. A region-free player will eventually pay for itself with the money you save on paying retail for a release of a movie you want, if you know what I mean. But this is a great release. 2K scan of the interpositive film element. The film looks good. I've always been a fan of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. It's the second best in the franchise to me. I think it's the second best one. That's just me, but massive fan. Just love this movie. So this is one of my favorite Scream Factories. Here is the decent, well, but respectful release of Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. Now, this is put up by Warner Archive. I was kind of crying wolf. I was saying, look, guys, Warner Archive, they may be going under. I don't think that's the case anymore. But I still say if you don't own this, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 is out of print from Scream Factory, so you got to go Arrow or just pay an exorbitant amount of money to get the Blu-ray from Scream Factory. But this is one you could probably still get now at retail and not sell your soul. So keep that in mind. Great movie. This one I do believe is unrated. Yeah, not rated. Great movie. I love Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. Money. Scream Factory came in and gave us this gorgeous release of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. Great film. I love this one. So wacky. This comes with the theatrical and the director's cut of the movie. Just great release. I was always a big fan of this release. I thought they did a great job. So I think this is the only Blu-ray of this one available as well. And I think this is still in print. I think it is. So, we also I have my Blu-ray of the remake. Now there was also a really cool digital. There was also like this cool tin for the remake, for the 2003 remake, but I just have the regular Blu-ray release of it. Now this I got from Canada, but I got it on Amazon. I didn't know that this movie got a unrated version on Blu-ray. But this is the unrated Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning Blu-ray, which I got on Amazon roughly a half a year ago. Maybe not even that. I think it was like September of this year. I mean, it's still 2021 right now. So you should check Amazon and try to get this. The unrated Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning. It's Region A. Stellar movie. I don't know when this Blu-ray came out. It very well could have been just not a few years ago. Again, sometimes it's hard to find a date on these guys. I truly apologize, but this is from Canada, if memory serves. Yeah, so awesome. Gotta get that. Here is the Blu-ray 3D of the Texas Chainsaw 3D. This is real 3D Blu-ray. Probably such a fun movie to watch on Blu-ray. I don't have the ability anymore. I broke my 3D TV I had. I know. I don't know if I ever talked about that. Very embarrassing, but it's gone. I mean, I literally broke it. But there's the disc. I actually bought this at my video store that's still operating. I wanted to have the 3D version of it. Obviously, it's regular Blu-ray as well. And here is Leatherface. Now, I think Leatherface might have gotten a DVD release, but I never saw a DVD release of it when it was available. I only saw a Blu-ray of it. Now, this is the 2017 Leatherface. So, not a huge fan of this one, but I did ease up after watching it for the first time in probably a few years. Now we'll do the last and greatest, the Laserdiscs that I own. First of Laserdiscs, I don't own a plethora. Granted, I think only the first 4 would have been available on Laserdisc. I don't own Part 3. Very upset about that. That's one of the only Laserdiscs I would like to get that I don't own is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. Here is the, I guess, least cool ones that I own. But I love the artwork. The artwork for this one's always been my favorite. The all-new restored, uncut, and unedited Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's actually a lovely release. I've always loved this one. Now, this one came out in 1993, and it's a beautiful release. In terms of special features, there's really not any on here, but this looks good. This is one of the very first times this movie, I think, looked pretty damn good on home video, is this newly restored, uncut, and unedited Texas Chainsaw Massacre Laserdisc. And I'm a big fan of this one. I wanted to own this one, even though I have a better version of it, because I always loved the art on this one. And it's a legacy release. You know, this was like one of the first times you could really see this movie and it look and sound good. Obviously, that's the special one right there. This is the Elite Entertainment Super Duper Texas Chainsaw Massacre release, where it looks like they've got Part 2's mask on the front. Yeah. Did Paramount make this? What's going on? Excuse the glare. I apologize. The Elite Entertainment release. Now, what's special about this release is, you know, there's never really been a soundtrack of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but there is a track you can pick. You know, you can go to audio selection when you're playing a Blu-ray, and you could swap, and you can listen to the commentary track. Well, there is a track on here that you can pick where you can listen, and the music is the loudest part of it, and you can really hear some of the score more throughout than any other release ever. Now, this Laserdisc did that, and I don't know if any other release ever did this again, but this is probably still the greatest release of this movie, in my opinion. I know I'm a Laserdisc fanboy. I'm willing to admit that. But it's either this or the Blu-ray. But I still think that this one is still one of the greatest ever, man. Just truly one of the greatest ever. Just love it. I mean, it even comes with the Return of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre trailer. Early rough promotional reels. I mean, special features are through the roof on this thing. I'm so sorry, guys. I forgot to show my own Laserdisc of Part 2. But this is the one I have, the media version. This is a decent image. I think it's just from a master VHS tape where they got this old Canon one. But this is the mid-90s letterboxed Elite Laserdisc, which looks damn good. I've seen video footage of this one. I don't own that one. I wish I did. Just lovely. And last on this video, I know we went out of order today, but bear with me. Look at this. The Return of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, what you're looking at, if you're knowledgeable with the history, this is the next generation. So when the next generation was released, it modestly had a small theatrical run and got a Laserdisc release in Japan under the original title, The Return of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, if you have the Scream Factory Blu-ray, you'll know that that's the name of the title because that's the original director's title. So Japan got a Laserdisc release of Return of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, this is the longer cut of the movie too. It's the exact same runtime as the uncut version on the Blu-ray. I'm trying to find the seal to open this up. Oh, excuse me. I've never opened this up. I've got this still sealed. That's why. So I apologize. I can't really open this. I didn't realize I hadn't opened this before, but this is brand new. It's got the Obi strip on it, the whole deal. Look at the back of that. I mean, that is just insane. Yeah. 1995, 96-minute runtime. Just amazing. So, Japan always got the best stuff, man. So this is probably the most sought-after piece in my Texas Chainsaw Massacre collection. A brand new sealed, The Return of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It really doesn't get much better than that. One of probably my most prized pieces in my Texas Chainsaw Massacre collection. So the movie was not released on home video in America until a few years later as The Next Generation. But this was the release initially, The Return of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So a cool little moment in history, guys. You know, wonder what would have happened if that movie would have got a true push from from theaters. You know, there was a lot of politics at the time, this and that with the movie. If you buy the Blu-ray, you can find out more with the interview from, I believe, the cinematographer. But an interesting time, very, very interesting time. You know, who knows what would have happened had that movie been pushed out theatrically strong. Maybe the foothold and fan base would be bigger for it. But it's growing today. It's not for everybody, and that's fine. I agree with Joe Bob. I think it's the only one with a true set of balls since the first movie, although I think 2 is the second best, and 2 is amazing. Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation is insane. We need more movies that just go all out like that. I mean, balls to the wall, insane. Uncomfortable, disgusting movies. I love it. But anyway, thank you for watching this video. My name is Christian Hanna Horror. Hope you learned something. If not, I hope it was an enjoyable video. I'm sure there's some of you that, you know, can talk circles around me on this franchise and the history. But I'd just like to go over some of the things I own while talking about some of my favorite releases that I don't own. And let me know which movie you'd like to see a brief history of on home video for, and I'd love to do it. Even if I have to do pictures for most of it, I'll do my research. So, thank you guys for watching this video. See you next time.